Okay, let's make it a quick video today. It is Tuesday, 30th September 2014. It is 10:09 a.m. Chicago time. So done for the day. A couple of nice little trades, and I want to talk about one which was kind of a late entry into a trending move, and show you how you can use the better Pro-Am signals with the professional bars to kind of give you confidence to get into a trade that's already reversed and has not stopped yet. So let's talk about this. So 1500 tip bar chart. This is the beginning of the day, this dotted vertical line, and we went into a little bit of a sell-off. First thing, we had this blue professional up bar, support becomes resistance, we bounce off that, and bang, we move into this trend move. We had a couple of numbers come out, Chicago PMI and consumer confidence at 845 and 9. This move was not over until we put in a proper pullback to end of trend with divergence. So here's the first pullback to end of trend, but we didn't have an exhaustion pattern. It wasn't until a little bit after we got through this support level that we put in our exhaustion on a left shoulder. Then we tested down, pull back to end of trend, and all the blue professional bars come in at the lows. You can see that. So we've got everything kind of coming together. We've got a triple, we've got exhaustion and bullish divergence on demand. And then we got pullback to end of trend on price, and then we've got the professionals with the average trade size kind of setting in here at the lows. So we start off to the upside. Now, my first trade was short 71 even out at 66, so it was a really nice little trade, pushed out the target and got out on that consumer confidence number. Then after the pullback to end of trend has come in, I'm not sure whether we're actually this is actually the bottom for the day, and we're going to race away into an uptrend, or is this just one kind of leg down and we're going to come back down and kind of go through this support. So I'm waiting a little bit here, and it makes a really strong move back into resistance here. So as soon as we've kind of broken above this little pivot high here at this pullback level, you know that things are pretty strong. The market's kind of raced away. And what's interesting on this little extreme point, we do not have blue professional bars taking profits here. This blue professional bar is busting through this high, the pullback, that little pivot level at a pullback there. And so that's almost jumping the creek there, getting this move going. Because we've not had blue professional bars taking profits here, we know that this trend move is still good to the upside. The next time we see professionals, they're coming in on this little retrace, bang bang, and you can see that's all happening at the same level. So that little pullback level, which is a pivot point, is a breakout. For the first time, the professionals kind of jump in and say, yep, we're going higher, because the highs get broken. We don't even play with the lows here. We just go straight through the highs, and then when we come back into that level, around 68s, the blue professional bars kind of come in at those lows and pick it up. So this exhaustion buying here is showing the strength of the move kind of going, and we know that the uptrend is going to continue because the professionals have not taken profits up here. So my second little trade was jumping in at 70 even, just here, expecting a further breakout until we get an exhaustion pattern. I was just looking for 4 points on that one, so getting out at 74 just as these blue professional bars kind of come in, and just before that exhaustion pattern kind of comes on. I'll tag on the videos that I did during that trade, and you'll see I got a little bit surprised on this little rise. I probably should have pushed my target out past 74, because that was the previous high here for the day, 74.50. So you know there would have been some stops sitting above 74.50, where you could have got a little bit of kind of an extra point and a half, maybe on this little rise. But I'd already taken good profits on this first short trade, so I was quite happy with that little long trade at the end of the morning for me. So the lesson for today is to watch for these blue professional bars. We know this uptrend is not over because the blue professional bars have not come in on this rise, and when they come in on the dip here, back where they broke out last time, we know that the professionals are kind of interested in pushing the market higher and jumping on that little kind of retrace. So follow them in when the highs of those blue professional bars are taken out, and for a nice little kind of 4-point trade. It's late in the move. You know, the trend move was nice to the downside. I wasn't getting in near the low at all. The low here was 64, and I was getting in 6 points away from that, but it was still good for a nice little kind of trend move, because the trend is not over until we see those blue professional bars at the highs and exhaustion patterns and so on. So I'll tag on that one because it was a nice one, and I might do a few more of these kind of short E-mini trading videos, because we've got friends in town and kind of I won't be at my computer much of the week. Anyway, so I hope your trading is going well. Okay, just gone long 70 even, long 70 even. Just checking my stops and targets, and had a nice one shot one kill, short this morning, but come back in because we're making a breakout change of trend. Here's the setup for this. So we had a nice pullback to end of trend on the 1500 tip bar chart. We had one earlier on, but it didn't come with exhaustion. Then we had the exhaustion on the left shoulder. We tested down, blue professional bars came in at lows, bullish divergence, and we set off in the other way. Now this exhaustion buying did not come with blue professional bars kind of taking profits at the highs there. This is where the professionals kind of came back in. They bought this U-turn. They got back in on the break above this little pivot, and then they came back into that pivot level here at kind of 68, picked it up again, and when we came back to test the highs with the bearish divergence, they did not come in again. So we haven't seen blue professional bars at the highs on both these points. They bought the breakout, they bought the retest of the breakout, and so we're in an uptrend here on the 1500. Now on the 45, we have got a cyclical resistance to come in at some point. Initially support becomes resistance, we bounce off that, but blue professional down bars here, picking it up at the lows, bullish divergence comes in, they picked it up at the lows here. We haven't seen blue professional bars on this little pivot or this little pivot, so they're not getting out there. Now we've got another kind of exhaustion type move, jumping the creek into another trending move on 500. So they were active here on the breakout, took a little bit of profits here, but this is when they came back in at 68. So at 68 we know they bought that. They did not get out here with these Rambo patterns. These were all amateur bars at the highs, no blue professional bars taking profits. Now on this breakaway move, it should continue into another kind of pullback to end of trend with another exhaustion pattern, and again buying this breakout. So until we start to see blue professional bars on the 1500, we're still in an uptrend. So I'm obviously getting in later than this low down here, but I was wondering whether this was going to push us around, pull back to end of trend on 45, but obviously not yet. So we're halfway there at 72. I'm just looking for 74. Okay, we got up to 73 and a quarter, just looking for 74 even, and no blue professional bars here, looking for an exhaustion pattern. So we got 8,000 on better momentum, so more blue professional bars. This should run and just go for that real kind of blow off exhaustion, and then this will start to kick in. So come on, 74 even. This is where I want to be out. We've got blue professional bars coming on 1500 and 45. We're at 3.5, 73.5. So just a final flick up. Exhaustion's going off here. That was a decent reading as well. Go, just taking out 74 even. Excellent for another 4. Good. So this is it'll test back down. So we just, I don't know, run some stops. What was the high for the day? I wasn't even looking at that. That's probably what it was. Yeah, 74.50 was the high for the day. So that's what we got, just a little bit more, but that's fine. Happy with that. So the blue professional bars that bought the lows kind of bought the dip here. It's kind of coming back in, taking profits up here. And this cyclical energy will come into play as it tests back down. But that was good play, so I might kind of revisit that for today's video.